All right, show that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Good to see you. How we doing? Weekend Warriors up in a bit. Show. It's Corked Stats, fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anyway. With your freaking boy, yo. Hey, Johnny Stud, trying to work the comment thing here. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm not into that. All right. That was stretched out a little too far. All right, hair's looking a little wild today. Wild child. Did pretty good yesterday, man. Getting back on track, though. Better to be lucky than good. I gotta stop. I gotta stop doing this. I marked. We were already having a great day, right? Angels got home as a dog. Mets got home as a dog. We hit St. Louis plus Cleveland. Loving that. Was waiting on Boston day one. Yankees wasn't looking good. Gave up a run, I think, in the seventh, and then again the eighth. I gotta stop doing this shit. I not only did I grade it as a loss, I actually went and ran it through La Machina and I put out the fucking picks. I gotta stop doing that. It's one thing to put the X emoji, right? I think that's okay. I gotta stop. I gotta stop physically grading these things wrong before they actually lose. All right, good to see me, Gente, up in the comment section. I'll get to you in just 1 second, yo. Best part of waking up. Sparing you looking at my fucking mug. Fat and ugly is no way to go through life, son. My people, yo. Nose, Josh Dub, man. Looking out for you. Yeah, you know what? That happens too. Sometimes you don't have the capital. I always think you should be, you know, keeping an eye on the markets. Like, listen, I've been fortunate enough to kind of be liquid and be in these markets live all the time. But even with that, I disconnect. And I think when you hit, whatever the break reason might be, whether it's money or time, whatever, well, I guess time doesn't make as much sense. Let's say money. You work on the process stuff, right? You could go, like, I don't know, go back and check the model or do back testing, maybe experiment with different markets that you're not familiar with. For me, it might be like these strikeout ladder parlays that are so fucking popular on social media. We do a lot of the work. I think we have everything there. I just don't. I can't get into sharp markets. Bored of the moving train. Adonis, good to see you. B Rose, Bay, all my guys down in Watto, up in a piece, man. Plus money, Pap. All right, what's going on, man? Sam, Trent C, Jay Rankin. Yeah, we did pretty good yesterday. All right, so I'm going to try and be fast. I say this all the time. I got to come up with a shorter iteration of the show just to be realistic when football starts. I think, we're in August. We know what a lot of these players and teams are. Maybe I just need to be a little more fucking brief. Anyway, follow me up on Twitter at John Legeza. Same handle over on Substack. Press the like button and shit because it matters probably more than it should. Let me see. Do I have one more? I got one more blow up in here or no? No, that was it. All right, and away we go. Chris Sale on the bump for the Bravos, minus 136 on the road against the New York Yankees. Garrett Cole going for the bad guys. Right off the rip, you could see we've got Atlanta. Man, Atlanta for a strong win. I'm really surprised. Again, maybe it's just my homerism sticking through. I give Cole some credit. Maybe it has to do with the weather and the wind blowing out at Yankee Stadium. I thought my gut would be leaning Yankees plus over. Model likes Braves and the under. Again, Cole with the wind blowing out in that stadium can be not the best combination. Crazy Ghost, a buen dia. A waguan. Man, so yeah, I like Cole. Maybe you got to stay away from it. I saw the plus 127. Thought we might have had a buying opportunity, but if you're watching the Yankees lately, man, waiting for runs like passing a fucking kidney stone. Even though maybe I'm letting the model shake me off of betting the Yanks. I don't think it's pushing me towards the Braves. Yo, BCG, good morning, playa. Yeah, so much I like the Yankees. I think they win. I like the price. The model's got that elbow stuck in my gully. Next up, Gauge, jump, make you want to jump on the bump for the Atleticos. A's are ridiculously huge, 233 underdogs on the road against the unstoppable Red Laundry and Jake Bennett going for the Bo Sox. And I really liked Jump to start. And then he became like, oh, maybe we can back him on the road. I mean, he's been sick. He has been really good on the road. I want to take that back. 250 ERA, 115 whip, 16 KBB. I mean, not too dissimilar from Bennett's road stats. Maybe a little bit better than Bennett's home stats. Just saying. And I like Bennett. Maybe we've jumped the shark with this a little bit too much. He does have elite command and control. Lefty on lefty crime here today, by the way. Sorry about the flipping around. Man, who was our guy yesterday just dropping all the constructive criticism? That was so deeply appreciated. Sheed, what's going on? B. Rose. Philly's disgusting. One step outside, you could feel the sweat dripping down the anus. Yeah, this stuff happens. Oh, baby. Got to give the edge to Boston on offense, right? That's a sure thing. Though the lefty stuff hasn't been killer. It's good, but it's not killer. Again, remember, when we're talking about, and again, this is my new favorite listener in here. I think it's me Cielo, right? My Sky. Then I was like, maybe it's like Mikey Aiello. You never know with fucking names. Anyway, good to see new names up in the piece. People kind of picking up what we're putting down. No one quite doing it like us. But yeah, I'm taking the criticism to heart about the production of the show. I always thought of the flipping as a bonus, all the wild flipping around, because it's me kind of advertising the tools. And it's funny that, these tools are not really built for the public, I guess. I think this A's price is a little crazy. Let's get an F5. Let's get some F5 pricing going on. Again, it's going to be really hot in Boston with the wind blowing out. So maybe there's actually an argument for the under, right? If we're not necessarily buying the offenses. I'm curious what this F5 run line looks like before we move on. At plus 225 on the money line, I'm going to have to look for it somewhere else. Shit. The reason I say that, mi cielo. Damn, I'm going to do what I haven't done in a long time, derail the show with fucking line shopping. But man, this really matters. So MGM has the F5 listed. It's minus 150. I was like, wait, what? But it's minus 150 plus 1.5. Now, granted, I do think that gets home. I'm not looking to pay that juice. I was looking for a kind of a standard F5. Let me see if I can get my freaking fat paws on one before we move. Damn it. This is like the worst. And I know it's not the best radio and streaming, but to that point, life is about time and priorities. Like when I give up my time, which is a priority, it's for the things that matter, right? This isn't like to get at some, ego trip or something. I'm wondering, like, are we getting massive plus money to get the run? Like, and that might be the case. Man, how about this? Here's like a free plug for my bookie. Same bet. They actually have the plus 1.5 listed at 5. It's minus 133. Think about the difference. MGM is minus 150. My bookie is minus 133. This happens all the time. Now, I know I do post my bookie lines, but it's available in all 50 states and globally. Like, you should be hopping on with them. It's a great fucking book. I've moved money in and out whenever. I vouch for them. They don't pay me. Maybe they should. So I've got Boston, obviously, for the win. But, man, if that F5 run line, shit, I'll tell you at minus 133, I think I'm going to take that. Minus 133 is kind of in my wheelhouse for pace. So that's an F5 run line plus 1.5 minus 133. That is like a really wacky setup for a guy like Jump, who legit is not terrible, and the road stats kind of bear that out. Next up, Walbert Urania on the bump for the Angels, plus 146 dog down in Miami to face the mighty Marlins, Sandy Alcantara on the bump for the Fishies. Here, fishy. This one, I'm right on the fence. I would agree with the model. We've got Sandy with the pitching edge. However, you're going to have to wait for that to mature or expand, let's say. I just realized when I was watching back, you can actually see my mouse cursor. I wasn't sure if that showed up on the stream or not. So through F5, it's just a third of a run disparity. You would not really want to pay that minus 155 for that. Like that's really a little bit too close. However, as the game progresses, right, we have Miami expanding. Their bullpen's been okay. And though LA's been okay, look, they're all over the report today. Joyce 2 of 3, Fermin 2 of 3, Anderson 2 of 3, and Saucedo back to back. So Angels bullpen maybe hanging by a thread. Also, the offense is pretty terrible. Yeah, they got it done barely for us. Yesterday, they also tried to lose that one. I've been a little bit higher on the talent in the Miami bats, maybe more so than the spreadsheets are letting on. So I think Miami wins. Maybe you're pairing them, but it's more just because I think LA is a freaking total loser right now. My gut is screaming to me about the getting like a piece of a blend bet in there, even though it's not reflected in the model. The plus 135 for the Marlins run line is not great for a team at home. So, like, maybe not. Next up, chairman of the board, old Blue Eye, Max Scherzer on the bump for the Blue Jays. Heading south of the border to face Aaron Nola in the Fighting Phils down on Broad Street. Going to be hot as cock, as our boy B. Rose said. With the wind blowing out, Toronto has the bullpen emoji also. Quick look, Varland 2 of 3, Rogers 2 of 3, Fluharty 3 of 4, Brendan Little back-to-back 4 of 5. Needless to say, bullpen is stressed. Scherzer has struggled. Same for Nola. Let's look at Nola really quick. I'm trying to get into this, not like really going nuts with the stats, but if there's a little bit, I think it's an answer we need. It's more the Nola stuff. Scherzer, until he shows us he can get outs, I'm not buying that he's not old, hurt, and or both. Nola, the disciplinary stuff is significantly better than the triple nickel ERA that we've seen. But with all the misses and his inability to effectively work up in the zone, he's given up 28 fucking home runs already. That's crazy. He's given up 28 home runs. It's 120 innings. It's a lot. It's a lot. That is a lot of home runs, man. That's a lot of home runs. 6.5 ERA at home, 4.5 ERA last 30. It's just been very meh. So I guess it comes down to whether or not you think the Blue Jays are going to get a piece of that old ass. I mean, there's a little bit here. They're not striking out. They're making contact, pulling the ball, lots of doubles. So for me, this is probably over or nothing. The bullpens, both sides are okay. But like I said, I don't know if I trust the Phillies, short of Duran. Not sure if I trust the Blue Jays. Definitely not with the frying pan emoji. So the totals are at 5 and 9.5, which really just feel entirely too high. I don't like to play for 10 runs. Maybe I should, though the favorite's at home, so you should not assume bottom of the ninth. You can see I've got a couple ding-dongs in this one. I've got Sanchez and Harper, which means I like them both for a hit-run ribby, but that's pretty much it. Next up, Robert Lockstock, 2 smoking barrels on the bump for the Let's Go Mets Go. Leaving Queens, heading down to Steel City to face Hubba Bubba Chandler, my boy. And the Buccos, Yar. Damn it, I missed it. Bubba Chandler. Har. Oh, my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta find that clip. Hey, man, if I ever get time, I like that clip so much I could rip that off of fucking YouTube if I can't find the same. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Pee Wee was a fucking maniac, bro. That guy's a fucking maniac. All right, so we got Stock at Chandler. Sorry, the wind should be blowing out for both sides. I imagine the wind's only blowing out for the Mets today. Man, Stock has been really damn good in this small sample. I don't know. This feels like magician type shit. But the underpinning stuff is like not bad, right? This is not like, oh man, he's wild and not getting strikeouts. He's like getting strikeouts. He's not walking anybody, getting tons of swings and misses. He's been pretty effective. The one thing I know about him is he's highly analytical. Robert Stock has a Twitter account. He's probably not tweeting now that he's with the ball club, but he's like doing his own modeling and stuff like that. Yo, Fireworks, good to see you. And yeah, he's a sharp guy, though. Whatever. When you see people try and get into modeling, you see some of the mistakes that they make. It's part of the game. But he is definitely like highly analytical and trying. So if you believe in the Mets, maybe you do believe in Stock. That's where I wanted to go with it. Bubba Chandler, who I really like. The issue has been the walks all year. Now the strikeouts are starting to drop. And again, I just don't see why Pittsburgh is such a heavy favorite in this one. Offenses last 2 weeks for righties, let's call it even. Mets have been just as good last 7. Mets also have the bit of a bullpen edge going into today. Model has the Mets for a win. I like the Mets for a win. Maybe this one you could shrink to F5 if you're afraid of the Mets kind of blowing it yesterday. Bullpen tried to give it up. Also, I think there are rational and reasonable concerns when it comes to distance for stock here. Pricing is not great, very last thing, right? Oftentimes, right, again, the process questions I get are always money line versus run line. We've kind of created the blend bet. Also, full game versus first 5. I'm doing this refining of process myself, more so as of lately, thanks to our guy Kyle Kerms. Shout out that whole crew. I've been kind of opening my horizons. Open your mind, man. I've been opening my horizons more to full game. Samples in baseball are small enough as it is. And we've had that kind of work. Now, again, there is no definitive answer. However, when it comes to run lines, I think the definitive answer is in the price. Again, this is a mistake I've made. You got to take your L's. You know what I'm saying? I'm wrong. You know, and I would oftentimes default to the run line, getting the half run for the dog, paying a little bit of juice. Turns out I think that's incorrect. That was a Matt Williams thing, also a Kyle Kerms thing, where you want to be on the money line for the pricing. However, right, but like double, but like two fat asses walking next to each other. What the hell was I going to say? I got fucking disrupted. My stupid. Damn it! Damn you, sexy Flanders. Oh yeah. However, if the offer is not good, then I think you need to reconsider that also. The Mets full game is plus 125. The Mets first half, first 5 is down to plus 110. That's not a great offer, especially I just saw a minus 125 to get the run. So again, I'm not trying to lead you like lambs to the slaughter, but I think a 35-cent offer capped at minus 125 to get the half run when an underdog on the road might be a good bet. Let's get on this one. Oh, is that you? Are you my mysterious? Were you my mysterious commenter? Yo, Jackfish, good to see you. Shell Shock, Sheldon, good to see you. Team Comeback, got some new faces up in here. I don't know what that means. This is the dumb Smokey the horse. I don't know what that means. And if you're making fun of me, all right, maybe. And if not, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting lost in the sauce here, man. You know, it's a weekend, bro. See, I think let me mark the Metsies down and hold on, we'll move on. And I've been trying to do a little less flipping and getting people all cross-eyed. But I do like to show off the speed of the tools, man. That's always been kind of one of my things. So we're getting Mets F5 run line. That's plus half minus 125. And I mean, I think that handicap is like extremely sad. Oh, maybe was it you, Sheldon? I don't remember. The team comeback says, long time lurker, first time chatter. We're all about that. Talk to him, Spartans.
What is your profession?
Yeah, that Kerm show is fucking crazy, yo. Right. Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's very funny. I know Kyle was coming back from Bet Bash. I didn't know they brought him in. I got some funny pictures from the group chat. I don't think I'm going to show them though. Sorry, let's move on from the Mets. Next up, C. Montgomery Burns. Again, I'm going to try. C. Montgomery Burns on the bump for the Red Legs, hoping to be excellent on the road against the Nats and Andrew Alvarez. Burns minus 140 on the road, minus 130. Now, again, I'm not really big into like laying juice. but I have this one around minus 140 or minus 145. So kind of unusual to get that love. The Nats offense, old gray mare ain't what she used to be. Also, the bullpen is ass. And now the bullpen also has the usage emoji. Beater, Rebolta, and Cruz, the three big arms in air quotes, all have gone 2 of 3. I've got De La Cruz and Sal Stewart for a good hit and run ribby pair today. I like them on the road in a good hitting spot. It's going to be hot as fucking cock down there. Burns is it's a solid play at minus 140, but I want a piece of that ass on the run line also. I think they could kill today. Not a great offer at plus 115. So I'm going to just put the 140 for now. But man, Reds and Marlins is like a pretty decent pair, and you're going to get a really nice kind of plus money shot in that. AOD says, we love you, John. Yeah, I love you right back. You guys are the fucking best supporting my silly little show here. You know what I mean? But to my, point, or to my defense, it takes a lot of effort to put this shit together, and the return is very, 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 very low. Speaking of which, support good people doing good work, man. Sign up to the fucking Substack. I just redid, just real quick. I redid. They're done and they're up. Right. So again, if you don't see me, I'm working for you. I redid the team level data, both offense and defense. It's fucking sick. It's so sick. I don't know if anyone has like a sortable macro sheet like that. We're also, when we get into the season, we're going to split it, L4, L6, L8, L10, whatever the fuck you want. But I added a lot of really great stuff. And for the price, it's a fucking smash. And the fact it's included with the baseball is a total fucking smash. I probably should separate these memberships. I should make the football one really expensive because that data, again, it's more popular, but it takes an eternity to get if you can find it, and you're going to get it free. So for $2 a week, I just don't think. Honestly, I think we're running the best fucking deal. Appreciate you, B Rose. Says the one man band, no one out here doing like me. AOD says just found you on Substack. Sam says the football sheets are amazing. Let's fucking go. The differentials and shit, and I added to those. The player stuff's going to get an upgrade. We are going to rock and fucking roll on the data side. It's going to be the best cheap data set in the fucking world, for real. Like in the world, no one offering anything nearly as cheap as I am that I think is really usable and really impactful. Plus, we're going to have all kinds of bets and stupid shit like that too. So give me the Reds in a murder. Moving on. Next up, Clay Pigeon Holmes on the bump. Newest Cubby on the road in Kansas City to face Seth Lugo. The Royals with cheese going to be hot. And the Cubs have the bullpen emoji. Let's check it out really quick. Webb 304, Thornton back-to-back, Fieldbar 3 straight. I don't know how to spell straight, apparently. That bullpen is in a lot of trouble. I would not pay this price at all. I think you're either paying for Lugo, who I really don't believe in, or you're going to the over, which is already at 9.5. I ain't got shit for you, man. Well, you got to see Clomes. That's how much of a rush I'm in. I'm just combining people's names. Clomes versus Lugo. Yeah, so I think we want to see it from Holmes first. Plus, it's not like he was like high-end shit anyway. There's probably... Oh, Trent... this is actually going up solo. This is actually going up solo on the board. That shit is man funny. Yeah, I appreciate it, though. It says, TV Jones, shout him out, give you props for your sheets, told Kyle he no longer uses his. And Toast is like, yes, I'm getting some love from them. Listen, again, Kyle produces a monster fucking show. You know what I mean? Plus, he's got his own Algo and shit. He's doing other sports. Yo, man, I should actually talk about it. I wonder if I could save him time and have, like, his data powered by mine. Maybe everybody fucking wins. But yeah, I do appreciate the support. The sheets are starting to get a lot of love. Again, the Source crew is a super sharp crew. If you're sharp and smart and you value your own time, you only need about 5 minutes to look at this shit to know, like, it's a massive fucking time save. It's a massive fucking time save. All right, so yeah, I think you got to get away from the Cubs. Man, I really, really, really want to get some money on the Royals. I wonder what that F5 looked like. Somebody mentioned it yesterday. Hey, you can't back those bullpens. I think I'd agree. But man, plus 130 to go up against Clay Holmes or a guy like Lugo, who at least he's having a rough season, but at one point has been like a viable MLB pitcher. I think that's a good bet, man. I think I'm going to write it down. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger, but that's definitely the show pick because I really think it's sharp. Oh, by the way, speaking of fucking sharp, yo, let's go us. Back over 2% ROI on bets when the model is out in the morning. The show comes out at 9, all hours before any picks go out. I mean, if you're able to do this without, while handing away all edge and detailed fucking analysis, like we are obviously doing something right. Really, really proud of myself and guys like Rose and Jason and Jeff. Doesn't work for me, brother. Helping me. You guys have been such a huge help to me. I don't feel like I reciprocate properly by taking the work and expanding on it, right? I've learned from you guys with the both teams to score and some of these all totals. Again, there's so much information that comes out in the moving averages Substack. I can't possibly cover it all. But I really do, again, appreciate sharper people looking to attack softer markets. That's another one, too. We're betting on fucking lines and sides, like the most difficult shit, the sharpest stuff. You can see why guys are really starting to make some headway, become winning bettors. There's a lot, not to speak to those names, but I have heard a lot, maybe more than anything, is a lot of people that have never been winning bettors before. And, to be able to turn that around feels really good. BCG, another one, a guy always shopping great prices, man. Always shopping great prices. Goon Collector, what do we got here? Time to be optimistic on the Yankees. Lombard's been everything we expected. Garcia's been a great addition, and Elliott is coming around. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, but man, don't you want to see it first from the Yankee offense at least? You do not have to twist my arm to bet Garrett Cole as a plus 125 underdog for real. I mean, he's been good. Next up, Taj Mahal Bradley on the bump for the Twinks. They're pretty heavy dogs on the road in Milwaukee to face Robert Premium Gasser and the Cheesemakers, minus 147 at the crib. Man, I like Bradley here. Model has him pretty close through 5. Hard to trust the Twins bullpen. They're also stressed. Gomez, who's been like the major carrying tool for them, he's gone back to back. Hoffman 2 of 3, Morris back to back, Minter 2 of 3, Nance 2 of 3. I think if you like the Twins like I do, I think you got to go for the first 5. This one might end up on the ticket. We know Bradley can be really effective on a per inning basis, and the Twins are just, you hope to get enough done. You can get Bradley plus 115. Really quick look through the sheets on Gasser. I mean, yeah, he's got potentially an electric type arm. And the command and control has been a really pleasant surprise. But what I'd call a total lack of swing and miss, bad CSW, poor chase rate, poor elevation, Gasser should not be a minus 147, at least to the first 5. Yeah, I can't believe yesterday we were on the right side of that. And I marked it wrong. I had no confidence the Yankees were going to win. And I marked it a loss and actually graded it a loss. In the 9th, my wife gave me the wink. It was time to go to bed. Yeah, I gotta go Twins, man. I gotta go Twins F5. I see a plus 118 out there. To me, that's a little too soft for a guy like Bradley. Again, the offense from Minnesota certainly has not been great. Last week they've hit a little bit better than the Brewers. So yeah, give me Twins F5 plus money. Next up, Gavin Williams on the bump for the Guardians. This one really threw me off. Gavin Williams, like easily like one of the best pitchers in the league, hands down, right now, is only minus 25 to Anthony Every Kiss Begins with K and the White Sox in Chicago. Now, I got to check. The model dropped, you figure, an hour and 15 minutes ago. So we've had some time to impact the market. I'm almost curious if we did. No, not at all. Like zero. We've had no impact on the market. Shell Shock says Brewers don't lose 2 in a row. I believe it. I think Brewers win. I can't understand this. And look, hold on. Here's what a stupid idiot looks like. How did the Tigers lose? It's the mega whale lock. Every fucking sharp I know was on it. Shout out my guy Stewie, also Monotone Football. Follow him on Twitter, 1L on the football. Was like DMing me, dude, what is going on? Like, who is pitching, right? Who could be pitching for the Giants? And okay, so we thought maybe it wasn't going to be Hauser, so it was Brubaker. So what? Tigers scored in the first inning. I'm like, here we go. We're sharp. We're sharp. And no. 2 goes 2-2, goes 4-2. Giants, they tackle one more and just zero scoring, and it was crazy. So I know sometimes we think like, how could this shit like ever possibly go wrong? And they do go wrong, like all the fucking time. But that is not going to get me off the play here. Gavin Williams is significantly better than Anthony K. And are you going to push me White Sox offense? Here, I have it highlighted on the board. White Sox offense v. righties last 2 weeks, 342 plate appearances are batting. Oh, I don't know, 204. Their OBP is, 266. They have a north of 20 KBB as a squad, 16 swing and strike, 278 xWOBA. You're missing me with this. I think Cleveland could cover, and I might get a piece on the plus 140. Gavin Williams, hold on. I just want to see these last 30 numbers. If I'm not mistaken, they're so good, I thought something was broken. I did this last night. Yeah, okay. Gavin Williams over the last 30 days. He has a 175 expected ERA, a 126 SIERA, a .58 whip, and a, yes, that is correct, a 44.4 KD. Holy shit. How did the Guardians lose this one? The answer is very simple. In heartbreaking fashion. Right? In heartbreaking fucking fashion. I am like, forget it. If I was more of an idiot, I'd be tweeting stupid shit about this game. Like, this is the cut your finger off. This is the second mortgage game. How the fuck does Anthony K and the White Sox beat Cleveland? Yo, Josh, pulling for you in the Astros. Team of Destiny, kid. Team of Destiny. Let's fucking go. Team of Destiny. But also, we believe in the Astros because they're well run. They understand analytics. They're very good at correcting pitchers in season, which also counts for relievers. They just added a lefty bat. It's wheels up for the Astros, all kidding aside. It really is. Next up, my boy Peter Lambert on the bump for the Stros. Plus 111 dog against El Rey. Michael King going for the Padres. Minus 119 at the crib near that beautiful aquarium. Man, I've got Houston for an outright win. However, I'm worried about the bullpen. Hader 2 of 3, Okirk, and Abreu 2 of 3, Souza 3 of 4. Now, the Hader pitch count is low, and he could be available. I wish I knew if he was available or not. My worry with this one, as always, is Custom says, minus 125, you think Vegas is just being nice? Dude, I don't know, and I hate talking shit about, like, knowing better than the fucking books. But, yo, man, I am so confident about that fucking play. Like, I am so confident. Yo, Jackfish, let me get back to that. Who takes the AL Central? Man, who takes the AL Central? Look, my computer just froze. I'm hoping you can hear me. Okay, who takes the AL Central? We're back. Hold on. Let me see. Fangraphs has just the scrolling standings, right? I could check in like 2 seconds. Okay. Oh, man. Holy crap. This is crazy. You know what's funny? This is what kills me about Detroit. If Detroit had Mize and Scooble, I think they could easily win. Do I have a cash register sound effect? Oh, wait. I do have a cash register sound effect. Now, again, yo, Custom, appreciate you, Broham. Again, he says very important. Says you don't know better than the books. None of us do. Okay, agreed and granted. However, books are wrong all the time, and they have no accountability. Right? No one ever gets on the book for, oh man, can you believe how off they were? No, they just move on. Right? Because they get so much parlay money in. Also, my second question would be, what happens when my phone rings and I get hired as a fucking line maker somewhere? All of a sudden, did we know better? Or do I become Vegas? So like I get like the sayings work and they are up there for a reason, but you can't be afraid to go up against the books when we do so much math that's in line with what they're doing. Yeah, he's saying they just want a double side. Yeah. But we have so much work in line with what they're doing that when we're disparate, you have to attack. Like if you're not going to attack, then what are we doing here? Okay, back into this game. I'm really on the fence. Again, I like Lambert. I think maybe they get the F5 done. But the model really calling more for the over, and I think that's where I'd go. Both of these teams are hitting. Again, I like both pitchers, but they both had some struggles on. Lambert's been a little bit better than Ray last 30. And again, I like the Houston F5. That's the model play is the Houston F5. I want to confirm that we're getting plus money. We're actually not. Go figure. See, this is why you got to check this shit. Houston plus 105 money line, minus 118 first five. Oh, okay. Again, I was only kidding about the mortgage stuff. But yeah, Custom, dude, you're one of us, brother. You really are. You belong here. You fucking found the home. You found the home. He says, I'll bet the Guardians too. I'm just saying you don't mortgage Guardians, of course, right? The first and foremost, the thing we preach more than the thing that comes before everything is responsibility and risk management. I mean, in fact, very few people even doing it like me, and that's one of the things I think you learn, win or lose when you sign up is I know how to handle accounts for the long term. This comes from derivative trading, high leverage cash trading. You need to stay in the fucking game. So using daily allotment, max daily allotment risk will keep you off the road to ruin that people actually pay like a lot of money for. All right. So I like Houston F5. I also think I like the over. I'm worried. I feel like Tully from fucking Sesame Street. Jackson Jobe on the bump for the Tigres. It's minus 104 both ways. What an odd price. Right? Sometimes we see minus 108 both ways, minus 111 both ways. DK had minus 104 both ways. And I remember thinking, how nice of you. How nice of you. Josh likes the Houston ML and over 3.5. Yeah, word, I hear that. I do like that. I wonder if you could pair those, because I think if they win, they got to get over 4. And maybe you could lean into the same handicap. So Jackson Jobe is back. Again, debut start. Let's take a look. I'm not even sure what the rehab looks like. Again, if he checks all the rehab boxes, maybe you could get me to buy on this. But right now, I don't know. Remember, this is like a true ceiling kind of guy. Jackson Jobe was a former 3rd overall pick back in 2021. He's struggled with injuries, though. Yeah, I don't even see triple digit innings on the ledger anywhere. So that's always a major concern. Okay, the rehab has been pretty extensive. 5 games, 1.1, 3, 3, 4, 4. Those are the innings. Got up as high as 19 batters faced. Walked 2 in each of the last 2. Only 3 total runs, 17 strikeouts. So it looks like he's looking sharp. There's no way you can expect him to go 5 innings. You just can't expect him to go 5 innings in this debut, which is what I worry about. I also like Roop-a-Loop. Hey, you come too, man. Bring your green hat. So I've got San Fran win. I've got San Fran F5. I really, really, really worry about the San Fran bullpen. I really worry about the bullpen. I think I'd go over in this game. Both teams modeled at 4.25 or above. with an 8 total without a heavy favorite at home. So that extra implication of the ninth frame, I think easily gets us over the 8. Let me just double check that that's still out there. If it's a baseline 8, I think that's the play. I would really like San Fran F5, but I don't think the pricing is there. I mean, I think that wins, but I don't like the price. So I would much rather have this Detroit San Fran 08 than the Lambert and King 08, where Lambert and King both might shove, you know. Josh can't wait for college football and NFL. I've got your NFL hookup, and Kyle is goated with college football, man, for real. He's literally one of the sharpest college football people that I know. All right, let's try and wrap this shit up strong. Man. I gotta hurry up. Of course, then. Hey, there it is. Kyle Freeland on the bump for the Rocks. They're on the road in St. Louis under the arch to face Mr. Freedom, Matty Liberatore, and the Cardinals. I can't get the Liberatore as a minus 154 favorite. I remember seeing the last 30 this morning. It was pretty impressive. I have that highlighted up on the board. 3.43 ERA, 2.66 expected, 22 KBB. You got to like that. However, Colorado just not a pushover offense. Hard to trust the St. Louis offense. And I'm not sure I really like the bullpen very much either. Colorado's bullpen's been ass as well. I'm surprised this one's at 8.5 on a full game total. Could easily be 9. Totals are swaying in the wind right now. So call me on the fence with this one. Man, Freeland's even been okay. The price for the Rockies is kind of tempting. When you just, again, this is just model play. This is just for the 99 millionth time. The model does not predict the future. I don't pretend that it does. What is it? An extremely strong and robust mathematical argument for the mean outcome. That's all it is. Think of it as a really smart friend that doesn't like baseball very much, right? It likes math entirely more than it likes baseball. For the price and the model output alone, the play is the Rockies. Because I've got this one almost within like a 10th of a run. This is a mistake that I made. So a mistake I've made in the past that I know some new people do also, right? So just because one total is higher than another, and again, we're talking in fractions. Last I checked, you can't score fractions. You can only score full runs. A 10th of a run at minus 155 is not a signal to default to the favorite. Bottom line, right? Or a sign to go to the underdog or even check the price on the run line. Now, Rockies are taking some money. This is actually now, they're down to plus 135. And as it's starting to drop, so is my interest in this game. Wait, hold on. Yo, Sheldon, you're my guy, man. I really appreciate some of the new people, kind of jumping on and contributing. The comments and stuff really do help for the algo. So, like, if you can't pay and help support the show that way, the like and subscribe stuff. I never realized how important it is. Hold on, dude, what is going on here? Shelk Shock says, time for coffee and Adderall. Just woke up. Text all that in the shower. Shows how much I care. Cash register sounds better and the volume is lower. It's a win-win. Wait, sounds better. If you're gonna take criticism, you gotta get the fucking English correct. Sounds better and the volume is lower. That sounded good. It's a win-win, please. Are you asking me to lower the volume? I don't understand. John's gonna kill me. No, I love the criticism. I want the show to be better, but you got to be fucking clear. My fantasy league do that to me all the time. Sit Martinez and play White. Who? They have first names, dude. You got to be a little better, be a little more clear with the directions. All right, so I'm off the Rocky game. Fuck that. Next up, Kyle Bradish, the horse Bradish, on the bump for the Baltimore Orioles, plus 130 dog down in Texas in Lone Star State to face Jake the Snake DeGrom and the Texas Rangers. Again, this one I just feel fenced because I agree with the model that I think we get the Texas win. I also agree with the model that it's going to be too close to pay a minus 140. What the hell happened to Kyle Bradish? He was like so good. Fantasy community was really hot for him this year. Every time we're hoping for that correction, it just really hasn't happened. I mean, he's been bad on the road, and the last 30 are okay, but not great. Digging the whip. He's going to have to keep the command and control cleaned up. It's been really bad for facing DeGrom, who's been really good. He's been catching shit, DeGrom. I think it's all ERA driven. Look at the disciplinary stuff. It's fantastic. Swing and miss, 30 CSW, 16 swing and strike. Guy gives up home runs. He likes to challenge people up in his zone. It happens. Is Baltimore going to get to him? That offense has been anemic right now. They have just 6 home runs off righties in just under 300 plate appearances. Not like the Rangers have been much better. So the more I look at this, it's F5 under, full game over, because I don't trust the damn bullpens. Joey Lop's out there. Oh, the sound effect. Yeah. No. That I have struggled with. There's a volume button. I wish it normalized them right. The fucking Leonidas stuff is mad loud, and some of the other ones are really fucking low. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Easier on the ears. All right. I think I want to keep the strong ones. I got you. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to put that on my whiteboard. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm a little notepad. I just put audio down. I want to try and correct it. I do care about the production. Believe it or not, I do. As brutal as I come across. Funny, I didn't realize how low the total was to get back to Baltimore, Texas. It's at 4 and 7.5. You can't go under that. I would want to challenge the over, but I'm not really seeing it. So I think this one maybe feels like a live over would be the play. I don't normally do that, but that's what feels like the actual play would be, to wait for these guys to get out to a good start, knowing that both bullpens are total ass, and look and see if you get like a full game, 3.5 or 4.5 or some shit. Next up, sorry about that. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the bump for the Trolley Dodgers. Minus 186 on the road in the desert to face Brandon Pfattboy and the Arizona Snakes. All right, a couple angles for this. One, Pfatt's been really, really good since returning. And a lot of these numbers that you see as a starter also include like a pretty awful stretch to start the year. He's been that good at starting to clean all that stuff up. 178 ERA last 30. The Sierra's a little higher than I thought with a single-digit KBB. So maybe because I was winning bets on Pfaadt, I have the cart before the horse. We know Yamamoto is like a freaking goat. The thing here, though, is because of the Dodgers' offense, which is good, they tend to push up totals. Wheel of Fortune taking you out. No way, bro. You're out. There's the door. Hit the mute button. we're doing game show shit. We're doing game show shit. Survey says. So we hit a few of these the last time these two teams met. Crazy Go says Diamondbacks just own the Dodgers or what? I don't know if I'm going that far, but I do think Pfaadt will neutralize them. So to me, this total is entirely too high. It is entirely too high. We're modeled well below this one. So I think that's the play. I'm going to go. I wanted to check. It is a live 8.5. That 8.5, it's really too high. That's entirely too high. And it's always a little scary to go, under on Dodgers games. That said, that's why the total is so high, because there's a fucking entire betting public full of pussies that won't do that shit. With that, if the F5 is a good 4.5, it is 4.5, but it's minus 125. I don't love that. If that was minus 110, I would have said that's the play. Let's try and get in and out on the F5. The sorry, player. The The Wheel of Fortune sound apparently cost us a listener for mental health. So yeah, I'm going to go under the 8.5 and move it on. See, I could have lowered it. Could have just asked me to lower it. Griffin Jackson a bump for the flat fucking fish of Florida. They're even money on the road against the pickle, George Kirby, and the Mariners minus 120 at the crib. I don't know what's going on, man. I doubted the model in this one yesterday. It ended up being correct. I didn't bet it because I was a pussy. It was kind of screaming to take the Rays near the even money with Rasmussen on the bump. They got it done. I'm getting very similar signal today. However, the same even money doesn't feel like equivalent, right? It doesn't feel like proportionate. Yesterday we were getting Rasmussen. Today you're getting Jax. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Kirby part of this Mariner like home road split stuff? He's been so much better at home. I don't think who's the guy? Bright is it Wu or Miller? Or it's like all these guys are so much better at home. Jack's also significantly better at home. He's on the road today. He's been good, and we know he's got arm talent coming out of the bullpen. Now he's kind of made his full transition. I'm definitely torn on this one. I really don't. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one. Again, model is very clear on the play. The model is very clear on the play. We have a quarter run at even money, and we'd be taking it. But I'm going to take the pussy route. I would have liked to go on the under, but it's not 7.5. It's 7. B Rose, so you got to. He's riding out for me. You don't have to ride out for me, player. It's all good. You right. You can't please all the people. Can't please all the people all the time, right? It's just part of it. Real Ben has jacks over strikeouts. Let's take a look. Sheldon, I'm only busting your balls. I'm going to adjust. No, the answer is all of the sounds. I'm going to adjust. If I normalize them through Audacity, then I could just leave it. It's fine. It's not. It's me not having a producer pulling sounds off a site that come in different levels. That's the whole thing. I'll normalize it for him. I got you. I'm only busting chops. Kyle would make a poll. Yeah, Kyle's a much better host than I am, bro. His show's also monetized, man. You get what you fucking pay for. So let's see the Jack stuff. Is Seattle back in the mode of striking out? The reason I mention that is they are. You know, big swing and strike, big O swing. What is the Jack's line? Guys, do me a favor. When you're putting, try not hear you. It's not crazy. I'll tweak. I'll tweak. When you put lines, put a price in stuff, man. You gotta put a price. Because I see that, I'm like, ooh, I like that. Now remember also when you do get K projections. I don't know if people even know. I don't promote everything that we do. So every day I do SP ranks. We also have projections. I've got 5.8. So if he's at like 5.5 and it's decent money, then that's like a play. Every day I got to start doing this shit. Every day, 1 or 2 strikeout props seem to like pop for me. And I just never really get around to them because K in particular. Oh, see, okay, Real Vent appreciate you, man. 5.5 plus 110. I'm at 5.8 Ks. Yes, we want that. Yeah, we want that. That would be another one if I had my young apprentice. Would be go through the K props, compare them to the board. It's funny. I don't really bet that much because my work comes in a little bit late. If anybody is curious, right? So yes, we do K projections every day. They come out with the model every day. Everything's out by, let's call it 8. I put 8:30 on the website because I don't want people like, let's go. 8:15 is generally the latest. Meaning 8:15 is when things have gone wrong. Re-racking, pitcher changes, data lags. I try and account for all that shit. I'm not sure there is a market more time sensitive than K props. Meaning, yeah, Jagfish, look at that. Says underrated part of the sheets is the Ks. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't bet K props, but I obviously model strikeouts into the greater thing. And I just isolated like that part of it to print for people because I know it's useful. But unless you're, again, I would love to say, oh yeah, I just checked the highest one. That's not how this is, right? You have to compare everything to prices to the baseline and that to the price. I'm not quick enough to it. So if you want to bet strikeout props, this I know for a fact. You got to get it early. And I'm not saying I move K prop markets. I don't. But those fucking things become unplayable by the afternoon. So usually by the time my show is produced and I get my picks out, they're a waste. Today would be a good example. I'm going to try and remember this. We're not on the air tomorrow. But check the 5.5 jacks plus 110 at 2:30 in the afternoon. And if you're listening to this now, this could be your thought exercise for the day. Griffin Jacks, as we're live, is 5.5 at plus money. Yeah, it may stay at 5.5 later. So it's like, oh, if you liked it at 5.5, don't you like it at 5.5? Not if it moves to minus 135. It'll move to minus 160. It's great. The movement on K props is crazy. I've learned that firsthand. You got to be, that's early bird, get the worms, type shit. Sheldon, I hope, enough with him catching strays. Again, his goal is to help me, like that I'm with it. I'm about it. You're polite, so I don't care. I take all the criticism. You haven't said one rude thing, my friend. No, I hear you. I do. I hear you. My problem is I wasn't really planning on being a YouTube guy. You got to nowadays. And I'm trying to learn the production on the fly, and now football is here. And I'm like, should I take an hour and fuck around with sound effects, or should I like model the NFL? You know what I mean? And it becomes pretty obvious. But if it really is that fucked up, then I'll take a look at it. Okay, Josh Witt. This is a good one, and then we're going to get out of here. Very last thing. I'm new to the sheets and don't understand what I'm supposed to be looking at. Yeah, you know what? I have a tutorial video. I can do a better one. We're probably a little late for baseball next year. I promise. I will have a comprehensive tutorial on how to use everything. Now, again, Josh, you got to be a little more clear. What are you looking at? I start with the algo for lines and totals and sides, right? That's where the baseline is going to be. If you're at the base props, that's where the base props are. So start there. The K's strikeout projections are on the implied team total page with the starter ranks. If you're betting like Josh, Jason, Jeff, they're on the implied team total page, ITT page. That has all the team totals next to each other. That's also a good DFS page if you're stacking offenses. You look for the highest modeled offense right at the lowest price. Look for the 7, 8, 9 hitters on those teams. So it really all depends what you are trying to do. If you want to tail, you look for the bets tab. I have that applied. But if you're just kind of doing your own work, start with what market are you looking to attack? Right? If it's sides, I'd say the algo. If it's K, start with the projections next to the hitter stats. Right? And you get the nice, robust, kind of layered stuff on how to get to it. So, all right, that'll do it. Let's get the hell out of here. I really do appreciate everybody trying to help get the show to where, I'd really like it to be. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, everybody, when you work this freaking hard, the winning feels a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.